Thank you. Senator Francis.
Thank you. Minister Miller, Dr. Cindy Blackstock of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society has called on the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal to not approve the $20 billion child welfare compensation deal the Assembly of First Nations and your government have negotiated. Dr. Blackstock argues that the current version fails to ensure that every complainant will receive a minimum of $40,000, which was the amount ordered by the tribunal back in 2019. Could you please explain why the deal gives a lesser amount or completely excludes some individuals, including children placed with family arrangements, and how was it determined that such differential treatment is justified?
Thank you, Senator. Exceedingly important question. Difficult question to ask in the midst of the various fairness hearing, one that is occurring now in front of the CHRT, for which the court has reserved judgment for a couple of weeks, as well as the corresponding federal court decision, which will come out. I think it would be undue in terms of process to speak as to the different legal arguments that exist. I would note that both Minister Haidu and I wrote a letter to Ms. Blackstock, and I believe it's public that we would ensure that every First Nations child that has been removed would get a minimum of $40,000. Our challenge has always been a global one, which is addressing the spectrum of harm that occurred all the way back to the 1990s that the CHRT does not deal with. So we're dealing with three class actions with the CHRT order, trying to make sure every complainant is dealt with in an equitable fashion, and come to a deal with rights holders, making sure that those that were entitled to even more than $40,000 would actually get that. The CHRT order could only give as much as $40,000. We're dealing with people that have suffered harm that could go into the hundreds of thousands. And this is a matter of fairness for people, and in some cases, what we have proposed will actually ensure that people that were hurt the most get more than the CHRT could ever order. Those are arguments that are currently in front of the court, so I will exercise a touch of reserve in speaking more about it.